Good morning. Here we are. All right, the sun is out after a couple of gray days. Just a reminder, remember, like the airplane pilot clouds above the clouds, and all of a sudden the sun is always there, but then drops below the clouds, and all of a sudden it looks so gray, and it would make you believe that the sun doesn't even exist. So you got to remember the vision of the shining and luminous when things look gray and dreary. Nonetheless, so here we are doing Surya Bhedana, the piercing of the sun channel today, but we're also doing the what's called tri-bandha, like Trikonasana, tri-bandha, the three bandhas, the Jalandhara bandha, Mula bandha, and Uddiyana bandha. Now, according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, there are stages, and this is in the pranayama text, although certainly you can think about this in the asana context and also even in life, which I like to think about. They call it arambhavashta, parichyavashta, gatavashta, and nishpatyavashta. And it basically means getting acquainted, intent, endeavor, intimacy, intimate knowledge, and then consummation. So I always say it's just like dating somebody. When you first date, you're just scratching the surface, getting acquainted. Go out, take a walk, go to a restaurant, go to a movie, have a conversation. It breaks the ice, as they say. But then, if you're interested, what are you doing next Tuesday, or can I see you next weekend? And then you make the effort, call them, you text them, whatever, you FaceTime, whatever, and you show enthusiasm for wanting to get together again. And you can tell by the coolness or the warmth of the receptivity on the other side if the person seems like they're into it also. And if they match speeds with you, then you show, wow, intent, endeavor. I'm going to make this happen. I'm putting energy into this. I want this. And then if you continue to do that, usually you play it a little bit safer and don't show all your cards or like inappropriately share too much information that might be a deal breaker early on. You want to establish some safe space and rapport with the person. But then after a while, to go from intent endeavor, where you're showing the interest in the other person, to sharing something and revealing something and taking a risk to show who you really are. But if the person responds in a way where it seems like it's both received well and accepted, then all of a sudden there's some kind of intimacy between you, because now you're sharing things that you don't just share with everybody. And then if that leads to further exploration, when you get to consummation, then there's, I guess we can define what consummation would be in a lot of different ways. It could be holding hands, it could be kissing, it could be touching a part of the other person's body you don't have in your own body. And then eventually, of course, I guess it could lead to some kind of sexual exploration, which would indicate another level of depth in terms of sharing. So this is how it is in Hatha Yoga or even pranayama. You have to start with not knowing what you're doing and doing the best you can. And so that's your first initial foray into the technique, which we could simply say scratching the surface. And then the next one is intent endeavor. If you really want to get acquainted with the technique, you got to put in some time, right? And since some of these things are talked about as if they're lifestyle changes, you can only live a year in a year's time. You can't rush it. You've got to be gentle with yourself, move at a slow pace, and also, depending on how turned on you are by doing this, that will determine how quickly you make any progress. Hit and miss practice doesn't allow anything to accrue, and it's an accrual system. The more you do it, the more you're storing up stuff, like putting money in a bank, right? You can't withdraw what you haven't deposited. So you put in your time, and then after a while, if you really get into this, all of a sudden your life revolves around making sure that you do this. And now it's not just intent endeavor, now I'm getting intimate with this. Right? I take a class, I ask questions to the teacher, I buy a book, I keep practicing at home, and all of a sudden things start getting revealed to me, and things that weren't so good at the beginning, now they become part of the normal way I do things. I've actually transformed myself. And then after a while, you get to what they would call consummation, where the things that they talk about in the books start to reveal themselves to you, and you might notice changes in your personality, in your mental attitude, in your emotional flow. And then all of a sudden you realize I'm embodying the teachings, and now I've kind of like married myself. I've consummated myself by giving myself over to this. Nonetheless, there's some philosophy there. So as we do it here, remember, as Prashant, Mr. Yangarsen used to say, there's doing, there's undoing, and there's not doing. Right? So certain techniques we're going to put our energy direct our will to do it, then the things we're not supposed to do. Don't do that. But there are things that we've already done that are not so good, we have to undo that. So all those things are happening. All right, so Surya Bhedana. Inhale right, exhale left. First 3 rounds will be open nostrils. Second round will be partially closed right nostril, Mula Bandha. Open left nostril, exhale, Uddiyana Bandha. Third round will be open right nostril, inhale, Mula Bandha. Partially closed left nostril, Uddiyana Bandha. The fourth round, both nostrils will be partially open or narrowed or closed, whatever word you want to use, with the pinching of the nostrils closed while we're doing the kumbhakas. All right, let's give it a shot. Take your stance, your seat, your asana, lift the chest, lift the spine. Get those legs involved by hip sockets moving in toward the midline. See how that gives you that extra lift. And then the Jalandhara Bandha. Neck is moving slightly back, in and up. Chin looks like it's going down, but the front of the throat is still stretching. And do your restorative breathing. All right, first cycle will be 3 continuous rounds with no restorative breath. Remember, newer students, just work on this. Listen to the other instructions, but do the best you can to just work on this so you don't tax yourself. Exhale your breath. Raise the hand. Block left, open right, inhale. Block right, open left, exhale. Block left, open right, inhale. Block right, open left, exhale. Block left, open right, inhale. Block right, open left, exhale. Drop the hand and restore to breathing. So that's the first and easiest cycle. Pay attention as we do these other rounds, which one gives you the most challenge, the most difficulty, or the most ease, and recognize that for future sequencing. All right, second round. Exhale the breath. Raise the hand. Block the left, partially close the right, and inhale. And now Ashwini Mudra around the rectum, and then Mula Bandha, pull it in and up, and hold. Relax the lock, block right, open left, exhale. Drop the hand, Uddiyana Bandha, pull the abdominal area up and in and up. Release the lock, restorative breathing. Notice the quality of that first restorative breath. Adjust accordingly so it comes in smooth and silent. Second round, as the exhale releases, raise the hand, block the left, partially close the right, inhale. Pull the root lock. Gentle hold with no shaking. Let the lock go, block the right, open the left, exhale. Drop the hand, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the lock and restorative breathing. As you exhale, raise the hand. Block the left, partially close the right, inhale. Pull the root lock. Release the lock, block the right, open the left, exhale. Drop the hand, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the lock and restorative breath. Round 3. Open right, partially closed left. As you release the restorative breath, raise the hand. Block the left, open the right. Inhale. Pull the root lock. Release the lock, block the right, partially close the left, and exhale. Relax the hand, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the lock and breathe. Second cycle, round 3. Raise the hand, block the left, open right, inhale. Pull Mula Bandha. Release the lock, block the right, partially close the left, and exhale. Relax the hand, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the lock, restorative breath. Third cycle, third round. Raise the hand, block left, open right, inhale. Mula Bandha. Release the lock, block right, partially closed left, exhale. Relax the hand, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the lock and breathe. All right, fourth round. Challenging. Both nostrils are partially closed, and we're doing the kumbhakas with the nostrils pinched. Remember, skill is as important as length. Exhale. Raise the hand, block the left, partially close the right, and inhale. Block both nostrils and Mula Bandha. Release the lock. Keep the right blocked, partially close the left. Exhale. Block the nostrils, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the hand, release the lock, and breathe. Next 2 cycles, adjust according to what you discovered as you did that technique. Second cycle, last round, exhale the breath. Reestablish the posture. Raise the hand, block left, partially closed right, inhale. Pinch the nostrils closed, Mula Bandha. Release the lock, keep right blocked, partially open the left, exhale. Pinch the nostrils closed, Uddiyana Bandha. Release the hand, release the lock, and breathe. Last round, make it the best, which means most skillful, most aware. Exhale the restorative breath, raise the hand, block left, partially close the right. Close both nostrils, pull the root lock. Release the lock. Keep the right block partially open to left exhale. Block both nostrils. Uddiyana Bandha. Release the hand, release the lock, and breathe. Keeping the eyes closed, raise your head. And gently open your eyes. So for some of you, that's a new technique. Maybe you just started to scratch the surface. And for some of you, just by practicing, you're starting to get acquainted with it. So you made some intent endeavor. Hopefully you got comfortable with it. You started to see some deep things inside yourself and you got intimate with this technique. And maybe for some of you, you're really, really flowing with it, even though we only did 3 cycles and it only took like 6 or 7 minutes. But if you tried that for 15 or 20 minutes and did it for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, chances are you'd have some consummation. Anyway, enjoy your day. See you tomorrow for Nadi Shodhana.